You say congenital for the benefit of our viewers.
Yes.
What do you mean?
Means they are born with it. Okay. But being born with something does not always mean it's genetic. It could also be acquired. So I'll give you an example. So, someone who has Down syndrome, a child that is born with Down syndrome, I'm sure we see some of them around. Mm-hmm. They often will have holes in the heart, some form of hole or the other in the heart. Mm. Down syndrome is a chromosomal abnormality, it's a genetic problem that has to do with the way the X and the Y chromosome, the sex chromosome, cross when the child, in utero, when fertilization takes place and the baby starts to develop. It's seen in women, commonly attributed to women who have kids at older age. Mm. Now, that is one. That is a genetically inherited or chromosomal abnormality which is inherited, and the child is born like that. But a child might not have any genetic problem. It could just be an ordinary infection of the mother in pregnancy or prior to pregnancy, which the mother didn't know and had not treated. For instance, back in the day, we have a condition called rubella. If a mother had some form of rubella or like that, the baby can come out with a congenital abnormality. So it could be acquired. Even alcohol, if a mother drinks during pregnancy, the child can come out deformed and a heart problem can be there. So I've just mentioned a few. There are so many others. Sometimes even drugs that you use in pregnancy. Take for instance, there are certain drugs we use to treat hypertension. We cannot give it to pregnant women. If you give it, that child is going to come out with some form of congenital abnormality. Most of the time, in this case, however, it will be kidney problem and other issues, not necessarily heart problem. But there are other drugs that have been shown to also affect the heart. Because what happens is that, especially in the first 3 months, if anything happens to that baby's development, which is when every organ is formed, the inducting process that leads to every organ being formed in the first 3 months of pregnancy, anything that disrupts that process will lead to a congenital problem. And a heart problem is one of the things that can come out of it. So, to summarize it, heart problems in children, as they are being born, we call it congenital, could be due to either genetic or chromosomal problem, or it could be acquired, which could be from infection, from toxic substances, drugs, alcohol, and other things that can damage the heart.